Hi and welcome to this video lesson on the tune Le Petit Chien by Andy Cutting. I am a massive fan of Andy Cutting's playing, and I have been since I started playing the Melodeon some 6 years ago. I discovered a video of Andy playing this tune. I think he's playing it in Bonn in Germany. It looks like a kind of a pre-show warm-up, and I decided to set about learning it. He plays it on a GC in the key of A minor. But I guess most people have got a DG, so I've decided to do the tutorial in E minor on a DG. First of all, here's a bit of a disclaimer. I'm not sort of claiming that this is 100% accurate. In fact, what I've done is I've kind of dumbed it down a bit. I started trying to do every subtle nuance that Andy plays, puts into the piece, and rapidly decided that I'd be on a high need to nothing. He probably plays it differently every time he plays it. So what I've done here is I've kind of, like I say, dumbed it down a bit, put quite a few repeats in, and once you've grasped my version of it, then you can perhaps go on to improvise like Andy does. One of the best things about Andy Cutting's performance of this tune, or the video that I'm going to put a link to on anyway, is that he just plays the right hand several times without any left hand at all. And you think, is he going to put a left hand in? And when he does, it's really lovely. It's very sort of percussive, and hopefully I can communicate that to you with this video lesson. There is music for the GC version in the key of A minor, which you can find on my website, and the address is on your screen now. There's some instructional notes, although most of the instruction you're going to find on this video. So let's get started. It starts in what I call pos plus 2. Now, if you have seen my video lessons before, you may know what I'm talking about, and if you haven't, you won't. This is a fourth button start instrument, so the fourth button down on the D row, if you press the button, pull out, that's an E. So I call that home. Home pos H. So pos plus 2 is that, but plus 2 down 2. So like that. So your third finger will fall on this note, which is an E. It's worth mentioning that in the key of E minor as we are, we're a lot higher pitched than obviously A minor. It's in A minor on a GC box, but on this DG we're in E minor, so it's quite high pitch, so just bear that in mind. Like I've said in my instructional notes, if you do have a lower reed that you can switch in, do switch that in, it'll sound a lot better. You may even be lucky enough to be able to just only have that low reed, and perhaps that's something you could experiment with. But just to say, it is a little bit squeaky in this key, but it's still quite nice nonetheless. So pos plus 2. Third finger is on the note E, pulling, and you play it twice. That's 4/4, so you're going to count 1, 2, and. Now on the and count of 2, you'll see the note has a diamond head because it's over on the G row. Finger 2, the note is F sharp. It falls into position quite nicely. Come back to the E where you started. So far the first 4 notes are all pull. And then the last 3 notes of the bar are push. I've put the word stretch here. Every time I put this word, it means you're going to move either up or down out of position. So your first finger would naturally fall on this button, but it's going to stretch out to this button for the note B. On the push, like I say, finger 1, diamond head because it's on the G row, and come back to the D. So there's your first bar. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and is the counting. If you look at my music here, you'll see that I've highlighted the bars so you can see the repeats. All the yellow bars are the same, all the orange bars are the same. So you get like a pack of 4 highlighters in different colours. I'll tell you which bars are the same so that you can highlight your music accordingly. And that bar that I've just played does get repeated quite a few times in this A section. Remember, we're only playing the right hand to start with. We'll put that left hand in a little bit later on in the lesson. So, there's our first bar. Play it as slowly as you like. And then on the second bar, we start on that note again, the note E, on the D row, on the pull, finger 3, still in the same position, and we're going to do this. Now, a little bit strange there. You've got the E, like I said, on the D row. Then you come up to the button above, finger 2, push to get the D, And then you want an E again, but I'm going to do it here on the G row, like that. And the reason I'm doing that is my third finger is then ready to stretch down for this note of G on the D row, still pulling, and then button above, push, finger 2 gives me F sharp, hang on to that button, pull out, hence the dagger, and I get the note E. And then I come up to this button here, finger 1, for the note D for a push. So that's second bar. Okay.